So if you've thought there is enough of new IPs when it comes down to RPGs, you need to check out Project M, an action RPG from a South Korean developer going by Hound 13, actually the same folks in charge of the mobile game 100 Soul. This game, however, doesn't have a release date just yet, but it is coming to both generation of consoles and PCs. Just keep it in mind. To accompany the news, he also came up with this. On the other hand, just released another trailer for Star Ocean: The Divine Force. Said the game's now due for the PlayStation and Xbox consoles, both generations leading to PCs as well via Steam, sometime next year, featuring a story that blends fantasy, of course as always, in a sci-fi setting, also as always, with different new playable characters and side stories to boot, and a unique battle system never seen before in its series. Let's check it out.
It's help I'm taking. Damn near the full Federation fleet's moving in on us.
Wish I could say we're good. But the Fed saw to it we aren't.
The crew of the Aegis needs you. Good luck, Ray.
You seek only to devour this world.
I am certain your journey into the stars above will bring hope to the future of this world, Your Highness.
Spare me your self-righteousness. I shall be saved by mine own hands.
If humanity should persist as it has, never will it find total freedom from sorrow. What hope do we hold should they descend upon us now?
If you dare turn your back to this, I swear I'll destroy the...
Dungeons are complex and multi-layered, meaning they can be tackled from a number of routes.
Next up, Elden Ring is almost gone gold with a release date of February 25th next year. That's not gonna change, I promise you. Just gotta have to take my word for it. It's coming to all storefronts on every single platform except the Nintendo Switch, basically because it's like 100 gigabytes, or maybe even 200, I don't know. Elden Ring from Demon Souls, folks, is gonna be an open world game, but also keeping all the good old Souls-like elements for the heck of it too. Now, here's some new gameplay trailer they just came up with.
Mighty dragon, thou the true-born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights. Well... as a lord. I command thee, kneel! I am the lord of all that is golden.
When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come.
Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin will come to the PlayStation and Xbox consoles and PCs next year. We already know that, but specifically now on March 18th. This new announcement comes with a new trailer as well. And for those of you new, this is basically a pseudo-remake of the very first Final Fantasy game developed by the Team Ninja, which is the same folks behind games such as Sekiro. Check it out, this one is a hack and slash.
Rage, winds to die, seas to languish, and earth to decay. The people are lost, and scarce little light remains in their hearts.
Right. So you want us to do something about the darkness clouding the crystals.
There! What are you? Answer me!
Now, I don't know why I'm saying this, but you probably want to keep an eye on Rise of Awakener if you like games such as Dragon's Dogma. Well, this is basically that, but an action RPG nonetheless, along with a fast-paced hack-and-slash element, in a medieval setting, as you can see, consisting of different classes to choose from, as mage, warrior, you name it. There's even dragons. Check this out. A Rise of Awakener, which was announced a month ago only, releases in 2023 for PCs and the PlayStation consoles only.
Peace is a lie. That is what the Sith believe.
Well, you know what? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is also getting a remake, by the way, in case you didn't know, making a comeback with the good old classic RPG elements and into the PlayStation 5 and the PCs only. See, Knights of the Old Republic is actually one of the most well-received RPGs in the Star Wars universe. It's a huge game, so in case you haven't missed it, check it out. This is the announcement trailer they came up with and said release it for the game is coming our way very soon. Moving on, there's Edge of the Abyss Awakening, an adventure game that combines third-person, action, roguelite, and RPG strategy selection, according to Steam, according to its developers. Now, you can play this game solo or in teams of up to 3 people. Check it out. The game's at the moment was in its early access phase, not anymore, and due out sometime possibly next year and into PCs only. No more than a few months ago, THQ Nordic went on and announced a brand new game in its open world series going by simply Elex. That's Elex II actually. Now, This thing is described as a science fiction action RPG in case you're new to, only this time set in a post-apocalyptic world where magic and technology both have a huge role in the gaming experience. Now, this game is coming to PCs and both generation of consoles as well. Check it out.
And I feel like I'm gonna die. Not a chance in the world I would ever try to suppress all the hate that I have inside. Somehow it all survived. I'm not afraid to die. Got the rise inside. Nothing will stop my drive. And I'll fight till the end of time. Nothing will undermine what I have inside.
Ever had one of those days when you wake up on an unknown planet after being frozen for 350 years?
You're pretty much just like Elex, the one I just mentioned. Once again, unveiled no more than a couple months ago. The last Recrow over here is another action RPG. This one's also fantasy and sci-fi, in which, well, here's where it gets interesting. You're dropped into an alien planet in the middle of a civil war as a knight. Now, Lazaric Row is in development for basically new generation of consoles only. In addition to PCs, developers announced due out in its final form sometime next year. Check it out. Take a look at Return to Nangrim by an indie developer also, announced no more than a couple months ago. It goes by, described as a dark first-person fantasy adventure with survival and RPG elements. Folks at the team even described the game as a mix of Skyrim, Lord of the Rings, and Hellblade. You could tell actually. So check it out. This game is coming to PCs only with virtual reality support, due out possibly early next year.
Your mission is to go to the mining station in Revion Prime.
I think there's at least a few of you here already familiar with Dolmen, a sci-fi action RPG with horror elements, cosmic, with kind of Dead Spacey vibes to be specific. And for those of you wondering, Dolmen's been in the works for more than 2 years now, but a few months ago we finally got a release window of 2022 on the damn thing. To accompany that, they also came up with this. Check it out. Now, if you are a die-hard Elder Scrolls fan, you already know the Wayward Realms, an RPG by the lead developers of the first 2 Elder Scroll games that was announced like 3 years ago. Almost. Actually, an RPG that's set in an open world consisting of over 100 islands. Now, here's the good news. Now, for those of you who've been waiting, previously the game was said to be a few years away, but apparently not. It's actually due out sometime next year. Check it out. So, Baldur's Gate 3, however, which is sitting on Steam just as it was revealed, actually released last year in its early access phase, is now rumored to be fully released in just a few months. But just rumors, you know? It's a really good game if I say so myself. It's also right up there with a lot of positive acclaim, and it even offers both single player and online multiplayer. Here's the thing, if you like Divinity games, just go for this one, and don't even think twice.
I shall walk with thee. I shall grant you my power.
I learned of the Guardian.
This forge was used to create the most fearsome weapons and armor Faerun had ever seen. But it has been dark for thousands of years.
One more step and a blow us to chunks.
Which bastard stole my glory? Prove your faith. Strike him down.
Enter at your own peril, sorcerer.
Coming from Rabbit and Bear Studios in about 2 years ago, we were introduced to one of the best looking RPGs that man ever achieved, out of a Kickstarter campaign that blew up, called Eiyuden Chronicle's 100 Heroes. 100 heroes because you can recruit over 100 characters to get things done, which might sound a bit too much for you, but just take a look at this. The game is targeting all consoles and PCs sometime in 2023. Check out Forsaken Realms, totally new actually. This is an action RPG at the heart in which you play as a mercenary like Geralt of Rivia, but not really. Here's the thing about this game. Developers announced there's a playable demo taking place soon on Steam and a full release right afterwards on Exodus Rising. Anyway, to accompany the news, the announcement, they also came up with a new trailer.
Among us? Let's find out without further ado!
Alright, Babylon's Fall, though another third-person action RPG by Square Enix at the same time Platinum Games, that's folks behind games such as Bayonetta, also revealed more than 2 years ago, has a closed beta scheduled this November from 15th to 17th, so do make sure to visit the website if that's your thing, but check it out. This game even features 4-player co-op and online multiplayer. It's a big game.
Seen through the veil at last, have you? We're all prisoners of our subjective reality. Believe only what you see, and you're like to end up seeing only what you believe.
Isles of Adelaide, which is an open-world RPG with single-player and co-op gameplay, online multiplayer basically, actually described as one part RPG and one part RPG Maker, has been right up there on Steam for more than a year now, with a lot of mixed reviews on its early access phase, but there is words of a finished and out of its early access product is coming our way in just a few months, in case you're wondering, so just keep it in mind for now. Last but not least, there's Axelon, Legend of Artifacts Prologue. Now what it is basically a really short experience, kind of like a demo of a first-person fantasy action RPG that's been sitting on Steam for quite a while now. This game, however, consists of a lot of kingdoms living in peace and harmony, in which your job is to just go through different trials and achieve your destiny. In case you have missed, do make sure to give it a shot on Steam.